Morning, so happy Friday. Today you're going to need both a chunky cushion and a 1-inch cushion and we're going to start on our knees. So I'm going to place the cushion under my knees at the front of my mat so I can rest my feet comfortably as well. Tuck your tailbone underneath you and just take a moment here to rest those arms by the side of the body. Lengthen through the spine, open through the chest. Without the rib cage lifting, so keeping that breastbone just funneling down towards your waist. And then from here, just find the width across the shoulders as you just slide those shoulder blades down the chest wall. And then bring those arms back down by the side of the body. Slide the shoulder blades down the chest wall. And then this time bring those arms out in front of you. Imagine you're holding a beach ball and I want you to take the beach ball forward, sliding those shoulder blades forward on the chest wall and then connect them back. And it's not a pinch or tightly drawing them back, it's just sliding the shoulder blades into your jean back pockets. And reach. Last two here, glide and reach. And last one, glide and just let those shoulder blades sit comfortably. Check your rib cage is stacked over your pelvis. And now one arm comes down by the side of the body as the other arm goes overhead. Back to center and switch. Back to center. We're going to add in sitting back on our heels. If it's too much for you to go all the way back, just place a cushion under your heels and then you don't have to go all the way down. And then here we're going to split and lengthen through the spine as we come up. That doesn't mean lift the rib cage. Keep anchored and funnel down. We fold and then we reach, open through the front of the body, length between the fingertips, fold. And reach, fold, and reach, and fold, and reach. Back to center, and now we're going to come into some leans. So keep your tailbone underneath you, keep a nice long spine, head balanced on those shoulders, the whole body leans back and you should feel a stretch in the front of the thigh working. And back to center, little lean, long neck, soft shoulders. And back to center. Then we're going to just do a little bit of rotation through the spine. So imagine you're drawing a bow back, keep the elbow high, and the torch on your breastbone turns to the side of the room. Open up. And just hold here, opposing the fingertips, but pushing the hips forward. And then rotate back to center. Draw the other bow back. Open up through the body. Hips stay facing forward. And back to center. Draw back. Breath in. And then back to center. Last one. Nice breath in. And back to center. We're going to combine that with the lean. So this time we lean back. Draw the bow back and open. And then come forward to come back through. Draw back and lean. And then come forward to come back through. Draw back and through. Last one. And back through. Reach those arms up. Breath in. Then reach one arm down by the side of the body and oppose those fingertips. Tailbone long and underneath you. And then here, even weight through the knees as you side bend over. Soft shoulder, drop your ear to your shoulder. And then reach up to center. Other hand goes up. We oppose those fingertips, finding the length through the spine. And side bend over. Back to center. One more each side. And reach. And back to center. Roll those shoulders back. From here, we're going to stretch out the front of the thighs that we've just been working. So bring your chunky and your 1-inch cushion together, and we're going to come down onto our side, arm out in front of you. Head rests on those cushions, and just have the bottom knee bent. Lengthen through the waist to create this little mouse house, and the long leg out to the wall away from you. Hover the leg up, and now you're going to draw your heel to your sit bone, trying to shine a torch on your kneecap to the wall away from you. Draw your heel into your sit bone as best you can. If you need to use a towel or the edge of your trousers to hold that leg, then do if you haven't got the range through the front of the hip. The other thing is that the ribs tend to lift and the tailbone sticks out. Funnel the breastbone down, keep the tailbone underneath you so the connection here is the same, and then you're getting the stretch through the front of the thigh. Tucking my tailbone under, pushing my hips forward to get that deep stretch through the front of the hip and thigh. Hold that for me. Keep tucking under. Keep getting that nice deep stretch. Wide shoulders. And now from here, keep that torch on your kneecap shining to the wall away from you, and then just extend the leg out onto the midline at hip height. Flex at the ankle, and then relax and heel to your sit bone. So this is more of an active stretch. Flex at the ankle and heel to your sit bone. Watch that that knee doesn't come forward, so it stays on the midline. You take your heel to your sit bone. Flex at the ankle, heel, and flex. Last two here. Heel and flex. Last one, and flex. Then here you're going to hinge at the hip, bring the knee forward like you were running, okay, so that the knee and hip are 90-90, and again the foot is hidden behind the knee. Then from here, just bring your heel to your sit bone without moving the knee, and imagine your knee is resting on a coffee table here and at hip height. And now we're going to reach the leg out in front of you, flex, and it's going to depend on your hamstring length, how much extension you get, and then bring your heel to your sit bone. Knee isn't moving, so imagine it's just glued to a coffee table. Flex and fold, flex and fold. 3 more, flex at that ankle, fold, 2, and last 1, and then this time not all the way back to your heel. Find the halfway position with the foot hidden behind the knee, and now imagine a tray of shot glasses along your foreleg, staying nice and level. You lower that tray down and up, down and up, down and up. Keep the length through your waist. Don't lose this little mouse house. Last 2. Last 1. Hold. Then press the heel away out onto the midline. Tailbone underneath you. Lengthen. Point the foot and lower. Tap out through your bottom. Bring your knees and feet out in front of you, and stack the top knee on the bottom knee, and bring your arms out into your crocodile arms, softening your shoulders away from your ears. Head heavy on that cushion, you roll the head round the cushion as you open up. Torch on your breastbone shines to the ceiling, and look at those fingertips behind you. Hips and knees stay facing forward. And then rotate back to center. 1 more here, we roll round, open up, and then scoop back to center. Well done. Push up, and we're going to repeat that side series the other way. So bring your head cushions to the other side of your mat so you can see me. Come down with your hand out in front of you. bottom knee bent, and we reach the long leg out long, finding that length through both sides of the waist. Hover that leg at hip height, and then the kneecap points to the wall away from you as you just draw your heel bone to your sit bone. Tuck your tailbone under, funnel the ribs in towards your waist and hold. Keep tucking under to deepen the stretch through the front of the hip. Keep holding, tuck under. And then from there, in a dynamic way, we reach out, flex at the foot, and then heel to your sit bone. Flex, heel to your sit bone, flex the foot. Last two. Last one. And then from here, bend the knee out in front of you, lining that knee up with your hip, and again at hip height. Let the knee imaginary rest on a coffee table at hip height there and hold. Then we kick out, flex at the foot, and then bring your heel to your sit bone. Kick out and in. Kick out, don't let the knee drop. 3 to go. 2, 1, back, and then hover the foot behind the knee. Imagine those shot glasses along this foreleg, and the whole thing lowers towards the floor, and lift, lower, and lift, controlling the pelvis, hinging in that hip socket. Last 3, 2, and 1. Coming up and hold. Flex at the foot, drive the heel out, lengthen the tailbone. Point and lower. Tap out through your bottom, bring your knees forward. Stack that top knee slightly in front of the bottom knee. Hands out in front of you, glide your shoulders away. And then we rotate that upper body. Torch on your breastbone to the ceiling. Look at those fingertips behind you. Breath in. And then exhale to close. One more here. We open up. Back of the skull sinks into your cushion. Inhale and hold. And then exhale to come back. Then push up here onto all fours, and we're going to come into our pigeon stretch to finish. Unless you've got any problems with your hips, that means you can't do this stretch. We're going to bring the foot forward. Just clear the foot of the knee and bring it across the midline, making a number 7 shape. Walk the back foot out, and you'll start to feel a stretch through this hip of the bent knee. Fold down onto your elbows. Glide the shoulder blades down your back and rock super slow from one side to the other, deepening the stretch through the hip. And then just sink into that and let the weight of your body just sink down over the pelvis to deepen the stretch. For those of you that are members, you can lie on your back, or anyone can lie on their back and pop their ankle over their knee and do this piriformis or lateral hip stretch that way, and you'll know what I'm talking about. And then from here, plug in through the heels of your hands, just lift the breastbone and walk your hands back. Sink through the pelvis. Push up and release out. And then from here, bring the other foot forward and bring the foot across the midline. Walk the back leg out and fold down onto your elbows. Rock here, side to side, nice and slowly, feeling that elastic band stretch through the hip. And then deepen that stretch and hold. Let your body weight melt down over the pelvis. Then plug in through the heels of your hands, lift the breastbone, walk those hands back a touch. And then release out. Come back into all fours. Tuck your toes underneath you. Hover the knees and now lift your tailbone and into your downward dog. Let the head hang heavy. Walk those hands back towards you, keeping the tailbone lifted and hang. Soft knees. And then roll and restack. Tailbone down towards your heels, through the low back, mid back, upper back. Peel that chin away from the chest, reach those arms up. And imagine your head like a helium balloon floating upwards as you bring your arms down. Roll your shoulders back to finish.